Hi all, in this video we will try to understand Anuradha nakshatra some more. So if you observe the professions related to Anuradha nakshatra, they are basically, they can be very good in occult sciences, they are very good researchers, so they are basically helping to everybody, they try to help everybody. So you can find them in various professions, even in banking, even in software engineering. They can be very good hypnotists, they can be good psychologists, occultists, and they can be organization heads, astrologers, spies, all occupations involving night duty, photographers, cinema related professions, musicians, artists, managers, industrialists, promoters, counselors, psychologists, scientists, numerologists, statisticians, mathematicians, explorers. So even in the mining, because 8th house Scorpio is related to going digging deeper, so mining is one of the best things for them. Factory workers, diplomats, all professions connected with dealing with foreign countries, because basically Anuradha nakshatra people, they try to go to foreign lands. They even if they don't want, they are given opportunity to go to foreign lands. So travel is one thing, foreigners, foreign connections, all professions requiring group activities, because they are good friends with everybody, right? Of course the overall horoscope is to be judged, but these are the areas they can get interest, they can really do well. The basic ideology of Anuradha nakshatra energy is they are explorers, they are researchers, they are continuous learners. Throughout their life they learn and share. So this kind of nature make them very good in any kind of research oriented works or any kind of technology related works, right? So all the things that we discussed so far in the professions, they are all related to this kind of energy only. Now if you check the places where you can clearly understand, or you can clearly sense or perceive the energy of Anuradha nakshatra, forest is the first place, because its forest is something like you can go dig deeper and you can explore and explore. Finally you can see infinite amount of things in forests, right? So the Anuradha nakshatra is also something like that. The energy of Anuradha nakshatra, they always have something to explore, they always have something to learn or share. So forest is the best example to sense the energy of Anuradha nakshatra. Even mountains, caves, lakes, isolated landscapes, because some or the other time Anuradha nakshatra people in their life, they would lead some isolated life, they would be alone, because they like the exploration of self also. We'll come to know that in some time, the Kundalini energy and all the stuff. So old ruins, castles, stadiums, technological and industrial areas, study and research places, temples and other places used for the practice and study of religion and occult or spiritual topics, places of occult significance, organization, headquarters, all places connected with these things are really connected to Anuradha energy. So the basic fundamental thing is exploration only, learning and sharing, helping others, connected to foreign lands, exploration, digging deeper, research oriented, logical thinking. This is Anuradha nakshatra energy. So basically they are the mitras, they are friends to everybody, right? We are keep on using these words just to feel the energy of Anuradha nakshatra. So if you understand the guna of this one, the essence of them, it is supposed to be a tamasic nakshatra, an inert. So you may find why it is tamasic. So this classification comes about due to its relationship with Mars and Saturn. Mars and Saturn are basically tamasic. two inherently tamasic planets, these two are. It is Anuradha's job to create evolution through the balancing of two opposing tamasic tendencies. Evolution on all planes takes place by taking the middle path. Even though Anuradha is a tamasic nakshatra, it has the power to bring about spiritual flowering through inner gentleness and balancing of opposites. It's a very gentle and soft nakshatra. It can balance the energies. So it belongs to the first element. It belongs to the first element, that is the fire element, you can say. And its relationship with the fiery planet Mars is responsible for this classification. It's a fiery nakshatra because it is in the fiery sign. It's fiery lord Mars. So sorry, it's not the fiery sign, sorry, Scorpio is a watery sign, but the lord is fiery planet. Mars is a fiery planet, right? Even though, that's why even though it is in a watery sign, it's basically, it has the fire element in it, fire element. That's why you can see these people will continue learn till their death, will continue learn and share this kind of ideology they have throughout their life, that fire is always present. Anuradha's fire is more like fire over water, because Mars is the fire and water is something like Scorpio. The Scorpio sign is a deep watery sign, right? So the fire over water you can clearly see. Just observe the energy there. Fire over water, the balancing is just tremendous. So unlike the explosive petrol fire of Aries, if you see Aries energy, Aries is completely fire and Mars is also a fiery planet. So in the Aries you can find a fire over petrol, means the fire is very much, it's always enhanced. That is the Aries energy. In Aries, that kind of energy you can feel, that's a bit explosive. But here, just see the beautiful balance, just a fire on water. So it is not going to be explosive. The fire is always present and the water is always present. So fire on water, you can experience that beautiful energy. So there is a tremendous balance, right? So no words to explain this beautiful energy. So its fieriness is responsible for its warmth, friendship and associations. One of the beautiful nakshatras so far, it's Anuradha, is excellent nakshatra, as you can say. The kind of balance, the kind of helping hand, the kind of warmth, friendship, it's one of the best nakshatras you can always say. So Gana is what kind of Gana it is? It is, of course, it is a Deva Gana. It's a godly nakshatra. Because of its nature, it is treated as a godly nakshatra. It's very clear from its soft behavior, mild and tender mode of functioning. So Anuradha is a nakshatra which strives to create harmony and understanding at all levels of existence, right? So besides making humans work with each other, it has the capacity to make the gods, demons, humans, serpents and sages all work together for a common cause. So if you understand, if you want to feel the energy of Anuradha, they are friendly to everybody. So they can be very good organizers or head of the whole institution or any industry or something, because they can be friends with everybody. With bad people they can be very good friends, and with good people also they can be very good friends, so that they can make all the good and bad come together and work for a common goal. This is one of the beautiful ideology that Anuradha nakshatra people have, and no other nakshatra has this kind of energy, because it's something like, other nakshatras, if they can be very bad with the bad people, right? and they can be very good with the good people. But this Anuradha nakshatra is not like that. They can be very good with bad people also. That kind of beautiful energy, that lovable energy, that kind of Radhana Shakti is unimaginable, right? So it is a level nakshatra in keeping with its balanced nature. Balance is the term we keep on using, the friendly nature, right? So since the main task of Anuradha is to balance out the energies of two contrary planets, Mars and Saturn. Balancing Mars and Saturn is the main ideology. They can balance the Mars energy and Saturn energy. It has to work in a level way. So it works in a level way. It is a Mrudu nakshatra. It's a soft nakshatra, tender one. It's a mild nakshatra. The best way to understand this classification is to think about Anuradha's symbol, a lotus. A lotus is a soft and tender flower with a mild scent. This just goes to show that Anuradha's approach to uncovering the wheel of nature isn't that of a forceful warrior, but that of a gentle lover. You can clearly see the gentle, lovable action, the friendly nature, that is very soft. The gentle lover, right? Even the sexual behavior of this particular Anuradha energy is so romantic. It's so soft. It's something like, if you want to observe the energy of Anuradha, just observe Radha and Krishna. When Radha and Krishna sees their faces, each other, right? It's not faces, they see each other's eyes very beautifully. That kind of calming energy, that kind of friendly nature, soft energy, you can feel in Anuradha nakshatra. And no other nakshatra has this much of gentle, beautiful, friendly nature. So warmth, it's so beautiful. And no words to explain actually. It relates to the second half of the lunar month of Vaishakha. In the Vaishakha Masa, means Vaishakha Masa is where you can find the full moon is happening in the Vishakha nakshatra. So that Vaishakha Masa is how the second half of the lunar month, the second half of that Vaishakha Masa is related to Anuradha nakshatra, right? We have the Masa names, different Ashvayuja Masa, Kartika Masa, like that. We have some Masa names. The Masa names actually came based on in which nakshatra the full moon occurs, right? If you see in the Ashvayuja Masa, in the Ashwini nakshatra, you can find the full moon is occurring. Means the day, after sunrise, you can see that day moon is going to be in the Ashwini nakshatra. So that full moon is happening in Ashwini nakshatra only, because in Vedic culture we take sunrise as the starting of a day, right? So that way you need to understand. So based on the full moon occurrence, we take the Masa names. In the Ashwini nakshatra, a full moon occurs, that is the Ashvayuja Masa. In the Kritika nakshatra, right, a full moon occurs, that is a Kritika related Masa, right? So that way, if full moon occurs in the Jyeshtha nakshatra, that is a Jyeshtha Masa. If it is in Kritika nakshatra, of course that is a Kartika Masa, right? And if the full moon occurs in Shravana nakshatra, that is a Shravana Masa. Like that it comes, right? So if you observe the Vaishakha Masa, so every Masa consists of 28 days, right? 28 or 30 days you can say. So that 30 days of time, every Masa consists of 30 days, and that 30 days, the second half of the Vaishakha Masa is consisting of this Anuradha energy more. So this month, the Vaishakha Masa usually corresponds to middle or late May in the solar calendar. The general calendar that we refer in the month of May, right? So, or late May, you can see. So, if you are following this Vaishakha Masa and the Masa names that way, then in the Vaishakha Masa, the second half, so Vaishakha Masa consists of first 15 days and second 15 days. The second 15 days consists of this Anuradha energy more, right? So that day, it's a very good idea if you want to perform any kind of malefic energy. If you have in Anuradha nakshatra, let us say, that is the best day to perform the remedies of Anuradha nakshatra, to pray this particular, to do the remedies or to pray anything related to that. So Anuradha is also related to the Dvadashi. It's related to the Dvadashi energy, and Anuradha energy is a bit similar. The 12th day, Dvadashi means the 12th day, that is 12th Tithi, right? So, of the 12th day of the waxing and waning phases of the moon's monthly cycle. So, the Dvadashi day, in any month, the Dvadashi day has similar energy of Anuradha, you can say. So, group related activities are very good on the day of Anuradha nakshatra. So, what is the day of Anuradha nakshatra? Whenever you find moon in Anuradha nakshatra, that day is called as Anuradha nakshatra day, right? So, I just want to repeat one thing. In the Vaishakha Masa, in the second 15 days, every Masa consists of 30 days. So, first 15 days and second 15 days. In the Vaishakha Masa, the second 15 days consist of Anuradha energy. And also in every Masa, the 12th day, that is Dvadashi, the 12th Tithi, also consists of similar energy of Anuradha, according to Vedic sages. So, what are the auspicious activities you can perform on the day of Anuradha? Anuradha nakshatra day means the day in which moon is traversing in Anuradha nakshatra. So, if you just open your Panchanga or you open your calendar, in that day, if you observe the moon, you just check where, in which nakshatra moon is present. So, Drik Panchang is one of the best apps you can see. For each day, it is going to give, okay, for this particular day, moon is going to be in this nakshatra for this much amount of time, and after this time it will move to the next nakshatra. Like that, they give very detailed analysis. So very nicely, easily you can identify it. Now, so if moon is in Anuradha nakshatra, that day is called as Anuradha nakshatra day, right? That is after sunrise. After sunrise, if you just see moon is in which nakshatra for that day, then that nakshatra is going to be operated throughout that day, right? So sunrise is the main important thing in the Vedic culture. In the Vedic culture, a day is reckoned from sunrise to next day's sunrise. It's not the 12 a.m. to 12 a.m. of this current reckoning or current calculation, but in the Vedic, as per Vedic culture, it is always from sunrise to sunrise, we take it as a day. Okay. Now, on the day of Anuradha nakshatra, what activities are very beneficial? These are group related activities, because it consists of the friendly energy. So, research and study in the sciences or occult subjects, meditation, exploring nature, favorable for managerial activities requiring on the spot decision making, good for traveling, as immigration and dealing with all foreign affairs. Any kind of foreign affairs you can always try on the day of Anuradha nakshatra, because Anuradha nakshatra is related to foreign travel. It is good for traveling. And healing related, Anuradha nakshatra is very much related to meditation, as occult sciences, Kundalini awakening. We will come to know that in some time. But this spiritual healing and spending time with friends, finances and accounting, quiet reflection, secret activities. If you want to perform any secret activity also on the day of Anuradha nakshatra, you can perform. Then these are the auspicious activities you can perform on the day of Anuradha nakshatra. Then what are the inauspicious activities? Means what activities you should not perform on the day of Anuradha nakshatra. Marriage, you should not, any pandit, you can clearly see any pandit or any Brahmin, generally they don't prefer Anuradha nakshatra day for marriage. If they want to tie couple, then they don't prefer that particular Anuradha nakshatra. So Anuradha nakshatra day is not good for marriage. It's not good for activities requiring direct confrontation, because it is a friendly energy. So how can you go for a war on someone on the day of Anuradha nakshatra? It's not possible. Direct confrontation is also not good. Not good for inaugurations or beginnings. Unfavorable for routine mundane activities, because it's always related to researching, exploring, digging deeper, right? So generally for inaugurations or beginnings also it is not so preferred. So this is one important thing here. Now, what is the planetary ruler for Anuradha nakshatra? Of course, Saturn is the ruler of Anuradha nakshatra. And what are the other energies you can find here? Mars is the sign lord of this Anuradha nakshatra. Anuradha nakshatra is in Scorpio sign. Scorpio is a deep watery sign. And the planetary impacts, what are the other planetary impacts or the other energies that are very much unfriendly or very much similar to this Anuradha nakshatra energy? If you observe, Mars, Pluto, Saturn and Ketu are the planets connected to this nakshatra. Ketu is because Ketu relates to spirituality. Anuradha nakshatra, fundamentally it is a spiritual nakshatra. So Saturn is the main planetary ruler here, and its strong influence is evident in the discipline inherent in Anuradha. Saturn makes Anuradha serious about life in general. It makes Anuradha natives go beyond superficial layers of regular social interactions and research for the answers to the mysteries of life. It gives them an ability to understand and then transcend the limitations of the material realm. A well-defined sense of purpose for one's existence is sought here through the influence of the two main karmic planets, Saturn and Ketu. Saturn is also very good for meditation. Saturn is focus. Saturn is discipline. Saturn is the main planet that is responsible for meditational activities, the spiritual activities. So Ketu is responsible for this nakshatra's foray into occult and the unseen hidden realms of existence. Generally, the Anuradha nakshatra people, if they experience Ketu Mahadasha in their life or Ketu Antardasha, in any Ketu Antardasha, they get a lot of spiritual thoughts. They become very much spiritual during Ketu Mahadasha or Ketu Antardasha. They start their Jyotish practices or astrology practices or any kind of occult science practices. They generally start in Ketu Mahadasha, the Anuradha nakshatra people. So Ketu is very much related to Anuradha nakshatra. Ketu exalts in Scorpio. Ketu feels very much comfortable in Anuradha nakshatra. It exalts, it feels very happy. Ketu feels very happy being situated in Anuradha nakshatra. Mars produces the initiative, impulse, and energy necessary for any exploration. Pluto expands the conscious and subconscious boundaries, allowing Anuradha to tap into collective rather than personal concerns. Pluto energy is also very good in Anuradha. Pluto also feels very comfortable. So Mars, Saturn, Pluto, Ketu. These four planets are going to be very well adjusted, very well embedded. The energy can be very good here in Anuradha. So Mars Saturn conjunction or mutual aspect, especially when they are placed in Saturnine signs of our nakshatras, carry an energy similar to that of Anuradha nakshatra. So whenever you find Mars and Saturn conjunction in any horoscope, and that too if Mars and Saturn conjunction happens in Capricorn sign or in Aquarius sign, then that acts similar to Anuradha nakshatra energy. Or even more, if Mars and Saturn conjunction occurs in Pushyami nakshatra or in Anuradha nakshatra or in Uttara Bhadrapada nakshatra, the whole energy, Mars Saturn energy itself, it's going to be Anuradha nakshatra then. So if Mars Saturn conjunction happens in Pushyami nakshatra, then you can feel that Anuradha nakshatra energy is in the Pushyami nakshatra. So just that is a beautiful combination there, Mars and Saturn conjunction in Pushyami nakshatra. Let us say Mars and Saturn conjunction is occurring in Anuradha nakshatra itself, then you can see double impact of Anuradha nakshatra. That is a kind of double Anuradha nakshatra energy. If you find Mars Saturn conjunction in Uttara Bhadrapada nakshatra, then you can clearly see Anuradha nakshatra and Uttara Bhadrapada nakshatra are something like they are together. What kind of energy it can emanate? Such an energy you can feel in the horoscope. So Mars and Saturn conjunction in Saturn signs means Capricorn or Aquarius, or Mars Saturn conjunction in Anuradha, Pushyami or Uttara Bhadrapada gives Anuradha nakshatra energy more and more. Now Saturn Pluto, Ketu Pluto, Saturn Mars Pluto conjunctions also partly carry energies similar to that of Anuradha nakshatra. So you can clearly understand the Anuradha nakshatra energy is very impulsive, very soft, and at the same time friendly in nature, spiritual, it's service oriented, it's learning and sharing is the main ideology of the whole life. All planets have an ability to function in a beneficial way in this nakshatra. So all the planets, because it is a friendly nakshatra, Anuradha nakshatra is a friendly nakshatra. Whether Sun is here, Moon is here, Jupiter, Mercury, Mars, Venus, Saturn, any planet, whichever planet is sitting in Anuradha nakshatra, it is going to be beneficial only. That is a fundamental thing in the astrology. So if you have any nakshatra, any planet in this nakshatra, that is going to be good for you. Like always, their level of beneficiality depends upon the overall tone of the horoscope, of course, but it is fundamentally it is good. If you have any planet in Anuradha, it is good only. There is no doubt. So this is the main theme of Anuradha nakshatra, and if you see the sexual type and compatibility, the sexual animal for Anuradha nakshatra is deer. So deer qualities like shyness, gentleness, delicacy and fickleness are expressed in the sexual behavior of this Anuradha nakshatra people. So Anuradha is most compatible with the other deer nakshatra Jyeshtha. That is the sexual compatibility. For other compatibilities, of course, you need to check you need to combine, you need to do the Kundalini matching. But if you only see the sexual compatibility, Anuradha and Jyeshtha are sexually compatible very much, because both of them have deer as their sexual animal. So Anuradha, being the 17th nakshatra, relates to the number 17. If you see the nakshatras, Ashwini, Bharani, Kritika, Rohini, Mrugasira, Arudra, then Punarvasu, Pushyami, Aslesha. That is the 9 set of nakshatras. Then comes Magha, Purva Falguni, Uttara Falguni, then Hasta. So see here, Purva Falguni, Uttara Falguni, then Hasta, Chitra, Swati, Vishakha, Anuradha, right? So it is treated as, it is a 17th nakshatra here, right? So this number is usually seen as a bringer of celestial waters down in the earth plane. 17, the number 17 means it's bringing the celestial waters down to the earth plane. It allows for a, it is allowing for a safe refuge from the vicissitudes of life. It's a very great thing. It must be mentioned here that Anuradha is the nakshatra presiding over the signs of numerology. The universe, in a way, is a game of numbers, and numerology forms the backbone of all sciences like astrology. Anuradha is it's a kind of decoder. Anuradha nakshatra is completely spiritual. So in one single sentence you can say it allows for a safe refuge from the vicissitudes of life. This is the whole theme of this particular Anuradha nakshatra, you can say. It's a decoder of the sacred functionings of the universe, bringer of celestial waters. The number 17 is showing that energy. So the real function of Anuradha, however, relates to the movement of Kundalini energy. So we talk generally about Kundalini energy when we try to discuss Aslesha, then in the Anuradha nakshatra, then we talk about Kundalini energy while we discuss Purva Bhadrapada and then Uttara Bhadrapada. But here Anuradha nakshatra is very much important for Kundalini awakening. The movement of Kundalini is presented in this particular nakshatra, the serpent energy movement. So through the chakras, you have the 7 chakras, right? So the seven centers you have, right? So the awakening of the Kundalini from its dormant state in the Mooladhara chakra happens under the energies of Aslesha. Mooladhara is the base chakra, and that is where Aslesha energy is located. And after Aslesha, Anuradha is the first nakshatra where a full-scale exploration of all the chakras takes place. The movement of the energy through the chakras is related to Anuradha nakshatra. So this exploration usually bears a lot of fruits within the same lifetime. Once old karmas get nullified and one gets access to universal functionings, the bodily nerves become capable of carrying direct astral causal impressions. In other words, one becomes friends with the universe, you can say. Friends with the universe is not just a friend with everybody that this Anuradha people are seeing. They are not only friends with the people that they are seeing in their life, they are also friends with the universal energy. The Kundalini awakening helps them, the Kundalini travel, the Kundalini energy movement helps them here, right? And they can do this kind of Kundalini awakening also. They can practice it. So out of this friendship, comes harmony and balance in one's thoughts and actions. If the full potential of Anuradha is utilized, there is no karma being bothered, or there is no karma being birthed in the next, means there is no means you can say, if they really understand. So let us say you have Anuradha energy in your horoscope. If you completely utilize that energy, then you may not have next birth. You may not have next birth for sure, because by utilizing Anuradha nakshatra energy continuously, then you are waking up your Kundalini and you are able to liberate yourself. So that is where the whole Janma cycle is completely over for you. If you utilize this energy, so only a seeking, the seeking mind, if you have only a seeking mind, only an enlightenment seeker can do this, right? If you have Anuradha nakshatra energy and other planetary energies are also helpful in spiritual enlightenment, then definitely this particular position is going to be very good. So the story of how Anuradha becomes friends with the universe starts with its pair nakshatra, that is the Radha, means Vishakha. Vishakha in the initial days of Vedic astrology was called as Radha. So once one has utilized Vishakha's one-pointed approach to dedicate oneself to one of the governing energies of the universe, it is natural that a very friendly and intimate rapport will be established by the time Anuradha comes along. The moment you are awakening your Kundalini energy, the moment you are practicing awakening of different chakras, you are actually operating in the Anuradha nakshatra. So the moment you are moving from one chakra to another chakra, the moment you are activating one chakra or one energy center, and then you are moving to another energy center, in that activation process, in this whole activation process, clearly you are seeing the Anuradha energy is operating. So totally, if you have Anuradha energy, that is going to be very excellent. So for Kundalini awakening, this nakshatra is very good. Thanks for watching this video, and in the next video we'll talk more about Anuradha nakshatra.